Okay, this is my pack contents, and I'm just going to go through each thing with you to let you know what needs it meets. So this is my sleeping bag. It's quite compact, relatively heavy compared to everything else. Meets my need for warmth and comfort, so I'm keeping that. My sleeping mat has down in it, and it's self-inflating, has a little pump inside, so really in a good way, big way, meets my need for comfort and warmth, and that's staying. It's relatively weighty, but pretty compact. Okay, we've got waterproof pants here. It's still muddy from the last time I used them. They're essential, meeting my need for warmth and to keep me warm and dry. So warmth and comfort and safety, because if you get wet and cold, that can threaten your health. Same with the raincoat. It's a Gore-Tex raincoat that meets my need for warmth and dryness, shelter, safety, comfort. These are clothes that I put on at night. So during the day I wear my hiking clothes, which is a thinnish shirt or a thinnish merino top and really lightweight quick dry pants, and then at night I put on this thicker icebreaker merino top, keep me warm at night. That meets my need for warmth, and even when it's wet it stays warm. Then on top of that I have my fleece, which seems like, to me, I think to myself that's excessive, because I also have my down jacket, but believe you me, I wear it. So and sometimes I even wear that inside my sleeping bag when it's 2 degrees or something, 1 degree. And then I have fleecy tracksuit pants, which I didn't think I'd wear, but I do. Sometimes I've worn that in my sleeping bag, or I just wear it at night. I wear these clothes as soon as I get to camp. I take off my daytime clothes because they're usually sweaty and not so warm, and as soon as the sun goes down the temperature drops quite a bit, so then I get changed into these warmer camp clothes, which includes the tracksuit. I did think I would just put thermal underwear on, but actually it's not warm enough. So I ended up wearing these on top anyway, but I found that wearing them on their own, they're quite adequate with my down jacket on top. And again, I was going to use my sleeveless one, but no, one with a hood and sleeves is what I need in this climate. So that's a very lightweight and very useful for comfort and warmth. And then underneath everything is my poncho, which is a new acquisition. I bought that in Baling Up, and it's very thin, very lightweight, very light covering, but it just helps the rain I wear it on top of my pack, so the rain doesn't get between my pack and my body and seep in through the other side, because I do have a cover. Oh, where's my rain cover? My rain cover's still with Tony, so that's not even here, but so there's an extra piece of equipment, which is my rain cover, pack cover, that keeps it dry from the rain, meets my need for warmth. Well, safety, so things don't get sodden and wet and get heavy and useless. But my poncho, the grey poncho there, is extra protection, because what I found with my Gore-Tex jacket, after some hours of rain, I do get some damp coming through, so I was thinking the poncho would just help with that, and also help with the rain that gets down in between me and the pack. So I have sunglasses, which help me, feel comfortable in the sun when it's very glary. My reading glasses, which meet my need for clarity. 2 1 litre cig bottles, which I love because they're so sturdy and over time have been the most durable that I've found in my life. And I have 1 in each side of my pack, so it's balancing the weight, and they are essential. Probably don't always drink all my water. On a hot day I might even get to 2 litres, but usually in a cool day I'll have quite a bit less, so I could reduce some weight by 3/4 filling each one. And I have tried that, and that's pretty effective, so that's the thing I'll do. My gas bottle, it's one of the smallest ones you can get, and that meets my need for nourishment and warmth and enjoyment of my food. My map book, guidebook, which is quite weighty really, but I have found that invaluable. That meets my need for safety and clarity and reassurance that I know where I'm going and what to expect the next day if I read it the night before. A little bit of cash just in case I need to buy something on the way and they don't have EFTPOS. And my credit card, plus my Medicare card and my card which tells what blood group I am, and a business card, so I have identity. I carry that with me just in, for emergencies. I was wondering what would I need if I had to get an ambulance. What's the basic, I don't want to take my whole wallet, but that's kind of the basic necessities for if I was, dead or unconscious and people trying to figure out who I was, where I was from, what I needed, and whether I had health insurance. It's all there. And in here I have my headphones, which is invaluable. So this meets my need for safety and safety, reassurance. That's really it. This one for comfort and enjoyment, like when sometimes at the hut I just want to relax and there's a lot of talking, I might put on my headphones, lie down in my sleeping bag and listen to my yoga relaxation playlist, which I've done a bit, and that helps me to relax and sleep well. Or I might listen to some podcast or something when it's cold and it's too cold to stay up and I want to get in my sleeping bag. And then I have sunscreen, which means my need for safety and protection and health. Ridge, which I never use really. I use natural repellents when I can that smell beautiful, that have essential oils in them. But I decided on this trip to go for the toxic chemical, nuclear warfare, because of ticks and dengue fever. No, Ross River virus. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take the heavy duty stuff. So that meets my need for safety and protection and health and well-being, both those. And they're there's quite a bit of heft in that actually, quite weighty. My gloves, which are cycling gloves actually, but I wear them for sun protection on my hands because I've had quite a few skin cancers removed from both hands. I've got a lot of sunspots and things. I don't want to add to that and so they protect my hands, but they also give me a bit of cushioning from my poles, my hiking poles, so I like them, and a little bit of warmth, but not much. This is my my clothesline, which is a pegless clothesline, which I actually haven't used for drying clothes, but I've used in the hut when I wanted to have a my fly, to erect my fly because of the mosquitoes. My particular tent doesn't, it needs, sorry, not my fly, my mosquito net, which is the inner part of my tent. My particular tent doesn't work without the fly. You can't erect it, and it needs pegs. So having this was really helpful. I could hang it over the rafters, the roof trusses in the hut, and then I could erect my inner tent inside the hut and protect myself from mosquitoes, which I was very happy about. So I'm not going to ditch that. That meets my need for safety and protection and comfort and ease and reassurance. My Birkenstock clogs, they're quite heavy actually, and probably, you know, if I'd thought about it a bit more, no, I did think about it, but I didn't want to bring Crocs, which would be a lot lighter. These are camp shoes. Well, at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to wear your heavy duty hiking boots, leather boots all day. Like, you've been wearing them, hiking them all day, and they're quite hefty, they're weighty, and at the end of the day sometimes you just want to kick them off and get a bit more relaxed, because they might be wet inside from sweat or from rain and mud and puddles or whatever, and so you want to dry them off and also give your feet a rest. So those camp shoes meet my need for comfort and ease and relaxation and relief and spaciousness, because I can really slop around in them and wriggle my toes, and but they also keep my feet dry. Crocs wouldn't do the same if they had the holes in them. This is my aluminium bowl that I put my dehydrated food in. I cook the hot water in the jet boil, which is very quick and uses very little gas. Then I pour it over my dehydrated food and put a lid on, which keeps it warm. I sometimes put that in. Oh, I haven't got my beanie. I always have a beanie that I slip on. I slip that inside the beanie and leave it for 10 minutes to warm and to rehydrate the food, and that works really well. With porridge as well in the morning, it works well. So I wouldn't want to get rid of the lid or the bowl. Even though I could possibly eat out of here, I'd rather just leave this for heating hot water. Less cleaning, and it's so efficient, and it's really, you can't really reduce the gas, so you can't really simmer. It's only like quick boil, and then you have to use, you know, it's not so great for slow boiling or simmering. It doesn't work. So that's how I deal with that. And then I have my mug for cups of tea, which, you know, I could drink out of there, but no. That meets my need for ease and comfort and nourishment, all those. These are from my gaiters, which also are not here, so apologies, but gaiters and a beanie. These are the straps that go under the shoe to hold the gaiter in place. I've worn my gaiters once, I think, but as we're coming up to some swampy areas, I don't want to ditch them because they're gonna be useful. And I've just got a fork and a spoon. And a folding knife, sharp knife, which is, see how it's got all cutouts. It's very, very light, super lightweight. But that's good for opening packets that don't have a little tear thing, and cutting. I've lent it to people to cut cheese and meatwurst and things. And this is my microfiber towel, which is my tea towel. I possibly could do without that, but I don't want to, because it also not only dries things, but it protects the mug. I put them in the mug when I put them in my pack, and it stops it getting all scratched inside from these, so I like that. My head torch, that's essential. That meets my need for clarity and safety and ease. Oh yeah, I haven't used this, but I think I probably will as the temperature warms up and we get into more swampy areas. This is a mosquito net that goes over your head. I think that will be invaluable. And it's very light. I don't want to get rid of that. This is my selfie thingy drippy that I could wrap around a tree or my poles. It actually broke, so it's no longer useful. That will be going. I'm going to ditch that. It was pretty cheap. Anyway, I bought it online. Unfortunately, no more selfie photos for me. Earplug case, you know, it's kind of good for, meets my need for cleanliness, order, and the earplugs themselves, which are not in there, but I do have them. There's room for 4, for peace. Peace and relaxation and rest. Beautiful lip balm for comfort and soothing self-care. My whistle, which is very lightweight, that's for safety, reassurance. My sun had my very ugly sun hat. It's like a Legionnaires, lots of protection from the sun. So yeah, protection, safety, reassurance, health and well-being. And here we have my trowel, toilet paper, very small amount of toilet paper because every hut has toilet paper, which I'm really happy and grateful for. And hand sanitizer, which is probably a bit of a luxury. Like water seems to do well most of the time, but if I have a bowel motion just before I'm going to eat, I do like to use that because I don't want to get gastro. So that meets my needs for health and well-being, safety and reassurance. And then I just put that in a little bag on its own. Silk liner for my sleeping bag gives me a couple of extra degrees of warmth and it stops my sleeping bag getting dirty, so I don't really want to ditch that. That is relatively light as silk, so, but it meets my need for warmth and cleanliness. Oh, this is a new addition I just got from the pharmacist for my ankle. Meet my need for support and self-care and efficiency in my walking. My pillow, inflatable pillow. Look, that is, it's not super heavy. It's pretty, it's relatively, no, it's pretty light and small, compact, but it makes a huge difference in my neck, the ease and comfort of my neck. Whereas I could use a folded up jumper or something, if I really wanted to reduce my pack weight, but I'm not going to because I really value comfort and sleep, rest. These are my camp socks, which are really warm and comfortable, just explorers. So when I get to camp, my socks are usually wet from sweat or from rain or puddles or whatever. So I put on dry socks. I usually give my feet a nice little massage and then check for blisters and things, and then put on these lovely warm camp. I know they're going to be dry and warm when I get to camp, and that's a relief. And then I can leave my hiking socks out to dry overnight. So I would not want to get rid of them. And I've got another pair that I could swap over when these are being washed. I have a spare pair of hiking socks just in case my day hiking socks don't dry in time and I want to put dry socks on. It's important to have your dry feet because as soon as your feet get wet, that's more likely they're going to blister. And so they're pretty important, even though there's quite a bit of weight in there. What I could do is use them as camp socks and just delete those. That's a possibility. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I might think about that. But they are special hiking socks. They're super thick around the toes and the heel, and they fit really well, and they're merino. I think they've got a bit of synthetic in them to help them dry and to help with durability. But they're mostly merino, and they're really warm even when they're wet. So I spend quite a bit of money on my hiking socks. I think it's really worthwhile getting decent socks, not just Explorers, for hiking in. It makes a big difference. And so they really meet my need for comfort, for ease and self-care and protection. I don't know. Yeah. And I've got 2 pairs of knickers here, which is actually a bit extravagant. I reckon I could do with 1 spare pair. Get rid of the other. Okay, good. They're not very heavy, but hey, I can wear them 2 or 3 times before I feel the need for fresh ones. And what else have I got? Oh, toiletries. Look, I think I used it once, my eye mask, in case people are walking around with torches at night. There hasn't been that many people sharing the hut, so I think I can safely get rid of that. Okay. I thought these would be a godsend. I'd really be desperate to clean out my ears because I thought I'd be wearing earplugs all the time, and I noticed when I wear earplugs, my ears get really irritated. I feel they get itchy and drives me insane if I can't clean them out. So I have not used these, so they're going. Yay! Alright. I have a spare pair of earplugs, which I'm keeping. Even though I haven't used them much, it's always good, and they're super light. Aloe vera, self-care. Well, that's for ease and rest, relaxation. Self-care, wellness, well-being. Because my delicate English skin gets burnt very easily. Even with these overcast days, I notice if I don't wear sunscreen, I get quite red. My nose gets red, so I like to put that on at night. This is my toiletries bag. I have the most tiniest. I never usually use Colgate. I don't like using toothpaste with, nasties in it, fluoride and all that. But because they come from aeroplanes for free and they're really small, and that'll last me a couple of weeks, I'm happy to use that. I got another one from the aeroplane, little moisturizer, which actually I don't use. So that's going to go. Alright, I have pawpaw, which I do use, so that's staying. That's actually got a bit of weight in it, but that's for care, self-care and nurturing and, comfort in my lips and whatever. I have, also from the airplane, or from hotel, sewing kit, which I've used already, so I'm keeping that. It's really light. Little toothbrush, little tiny cover, which is really awesome. It's just so light and compact. It meets my need for cleanliness and self-care and health and well-being. Oh, now these, I've just got some flushable, compostable wet ones that I've decanted into a Ziploc bag, and that's for hygiene, for self-care, and when things feel a bit icky in the armpits and the crotch, that's what I use. That's staying. It's really light. What am I up to? Oh, this is a new addition, strapping for my knees, which I'm keeping, and for self-care and health and safety and well-being and comfort. And then I've just got first aid, various you know, safety blanket, and magnesium to take after a hard day. Spray, which is nearly empty, and then I've got Zen to replace that for aches and pains, and various dressings and band-aids and blister things. And oh, this is apparently goes icy cold. You can wrap it around your ankle if you have a sprained ankle. Once you've opened it, it goes cold, I think. So keeping that might be handy. Bandage, put dressings. I probably don't need that actually. Well, because it's probably not really effective for snake bites. Actually, it's not really strong, and I might even ditch that. That's going. Alright, that's minimised the first aid kit, which was pretty bulky. I think I'm done. That is it. So this is what I've culled. Oh, and these dry bags, I'll put everything in there before it goes in the... Instead of having a big garbage bag in the whole backpack, I have various... Well, I have 2 dry bags and then a dry bag for my first aid kit and my toiletries, and that's it. The rest is just straight in the pack. And I think that reduces my weight a bit, but also makes it easier to pack. More flexibility, I like that. So that's it. We've culled a few things, not much. Not much at all, but maybe together, let's see. Weighty, not really. Oh, the socks are pretty weighty, and then that's probably going to help a bit. And having less water each day. I could probably take out the lavender oil. Let me do that as well. I've got lavender oil for headaches and for insect bites and for wound, you know, cleaning wounds and whatever. I'm going to ditch that. That's quite heavy. And lozenges for sore throat, that's going. And I've got Panadol and pain relief, I've got to keep that. Alright. And this hand sanitizer, that's the other thing that's actually quite weighty. You know, maybe I can trust that I won't get sick. That washing my hands in water is enough. Oh, yeah, really noticing some fear and reluctance in me to let go of that. But there's a bit of weight there. Okay, it's going. I'm going to trust. I'm trusting that actually I'm fine. I'm going to be fine. So, there you go. I'm just going to see when I put that all together, all these items. Sorry, that's a bit of vomit cam. What is that like? That's probably like 200 grams. Maybe 300 grams. Lucky, maybe half a kilo. Well, it's not really going to help me much, but hey, that's done. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope we didn't vomit because I was faffing around and moving the camera too quick. And that's it. Too long. 20 minutes.